Hello everyone and welcome back to my playthrough of Doki Literature Club. So in the last episode we actually learned a couple things about Sayori and that she has depression and she's been kind of faking her personality the entire time. So I'm a little bit worried about her. So let's go ahead and resume where we were. As I approach my house, I see something that makes me feel a little bit of panic. Yuri? Ah, thank goodness. You're a little early. I'm sorry I wasn't home yet. Were you waiting for a long time? No, I just got here. But I started to get really nervous when nobody answered the doorbell. You could always just texted me. If I had known, I would have reassured you and hurried more on my way home. I suppose that's true. I didn't think of that for some reason. It should be common sense to do that, but I decided to ignore it. Anyway, let's go inside. I see you brought a lot of stuff with you. That's right. And did you manage to find everything I asked you to buy as well? Yeah, pretty much. At least I hope I got everything right. I'm sure I'll be fine. I can take Yuri to my room. The first thing she does is glance around curiously, which makes me feel a little bit anxious. It's so clean. I cleaned it before you came over, so that's very considerate of you to do. No, I would be really embarrassed for my room to be a mess while you were here. Hmm? Well, I do enjoy cleaning. I would have gladly helped you clean. That would be even more embarrassing. Wait, don't look in there. I snatched Yuri's wrist, which was in the process of opening a desk drawer of mine, and why not? Why not? I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking for some reason. I was just spacing out. It's fine, it's fine. I let go of Yuri's wrist. She put both of her hands firmly on her lap, as if she's making sure to keep track of them. So, should we get started? Yes. I have a few things planned that you can help with. Decorations and the atmospheric enhancements. Atmospheric enhancements? You know, mood lightening, aromatherapy candles. Oh, wow. I didn't know you planned on taking it that far. Of course. I want to help out our guests to a faraway place. Although many will stop by just out of curiosity, and for cupcakes, I guess. I'm determined to provide an experience that will leave them wanting more. That's great. It's easy to forget that you're a pretty intense person. Intense? I guess that's the best way to put it. Is that a bad thing? No, not at all. It's just something that I like about you, actually. Is that so? That makes me feel relieved and kind of happy. Yeah, no need to be so anxious. You can relax a little. Relax? I brought some things for relaxation. I was going to use them during the poetry event. Oh yeah? Like what? Let's see. Yuri rummages through her bag. She pulls out a few candles and a wooden cylinder-shaped object. I did some shopping on the way here, so I happened to have these in my bag. I plan to cover the windows in black paper, oh my god, and use the candles to light the room. I think that would be amazing, don't you? Yeah, that would be really neat. What's the wooden thing, though? Oh, this? It's a diffuser for essential oils. How familiar are you with aromatherapy? Not familiar at all. Is that so? It's one of my favorite contributors to a positive atmosphere. Depending on the oils or herbs you choose, you can change the mood of the air itself. You can even feel it permeate through your body. Relaxation, positive energy, romance, reflection. It's almost like magic. Yuri takes the cylinder and pushes a switch on the button. On the bottom. In a moment, a thin ray of vapor begins to spout from a small hole in the top. Wow, that smells wonderful. What kind of mood is that one for? This is a jasmine essential oil. It smells a little sweet and flowery, right? Yeah, that's a good thing. That's a good way to describe it. I chose jasmine for the event because it provides more relaxation. Jasmine enhances your emotions and help them flow through your body. You feel warmer and your heart pounds even heavier. Don't you think that would be perfect for sharing your poems? It does sound suitable, but you seem to know a lot about this, so I'll trust your opinion with anything. Yuri smiles gently, clearly enjoying herself. She again reaches into her bag and pulls out several spools of thin ribbon. What are those for? Well, did you purchase the origami paper I asked you to get? Yeah, I have it over here. We won't be using the paper for folding origami. What I'd like to do is write a different word on each paper. Then we'll need about 100 of them. Oh, yeah? What will those be used for? Well, I'm gonna cut pieces of ribbon to hang them from the doorway of the classroom. Then we can fasten the paper onto the ribbons to create a doorway curtain. Wouldn't that be beautiful? It would also catch the eye of those passing by the room. It may attract someone to come peek inside. That's really creative. I had no idea you'd be so good at this, Yuri. Is that so? Well, I suppose I do get a little intense, as you put it. Yuri wriggles with red cheeks. Is it just me, or is she more relaxed when it's just the two of us? Or maybe it's the excitement she feels from sharing something that she enjoys. Here's a marker. You can write any characters you want. I'll help you once I'm finished cutting the ribbons. Alright. Sitting on the floor together, the two of us get to work. I carefully draw a different character on each paper, doing my best to manage my bad handwriting. That's so me. My handwriting's awful. Yuri unravels a long strand of red ribbon to her desired length. Then she reaches into her bag once more and pulls out a pocket knife. The knife is strangely beautiful. The silver handle has an intense pattern of waves etched into it. The blade itself is gently tinted blue. That's no ordinary pocket knife. It looks really fancy. Well, embarrassed, Yuri looks away. What is it? You're going to think it's weird. Yuri, whatever it is, I have no reason to judge. To each their own, you know? If you promise you won't be weirded out, yeah, I promise. Alright. The thing is, I'm kinda into knives. Just gonna reveal your kink like that, girl? They're just so pretty. I can't help it. I don't know what it is. The combination of craftsmanship and feeling of danger, maybe? What am I saying? Please don't think I'm weird for this. You're laughing at me? No, I'm not laughing at you. It's just funny how nervous you got about sharing. Well, it's an interesting thing to be into, I guess. But I think it kind of suits you. Suits me? Yeah, it's kind of intense, huh? Besides, it's a really cool looking knife. I can't deny that. It is, isn't it? Yuri relaxes her expression once more. Would you like to hold it? Sure, I'll check it out. Yuri carefully hands me the knife and with the blade. Yuri carefully hands me the knife and with the handle facing me. I take it and turn it around in my hands. It feels heavy and extremely solid. Where do you even get a knife like this? Curious out of its sharpness, I feel the point of the knife with my index finger. Ow. What did you expect? Like, really? Why did you do that? I didn't expect it to be that sharp. I barely touched it at all. It's my fault. I shouldn't have warned you. This knife is extremely sharp. It can cut through skin like it's paper. Oh no. A small drop of blood trickles down the side of my finger. Yuri takes my hand and gives the wound a closer look. She stares at it and notably fidgets. If you're squeamish, I'll go wash it off now. Without warning, Yuri... Ew! That's so gross. Sorry, no. Without warning, Yuri puts my finger in her mouth and licks the wound. I feel her tongue curl around my finger. Startled, I instinctively pulled my hand back. Yeah, that's weird. We're friends, but we're not that friendly, Yuri. Sorry. Oh, please forgive me. I wasn't thinking. Yuri lowers her head, her face burning up. Yuri? That's the most embarrassing thing I've ever done. How could I do something like that? I'm sorry. Sure, it was a little weird, but it took me by surprise. I guess she was just trying to help, right? Yuri, I think you're overreacting a little. She doesn't lift her head. What if she doesn't recover from this for the rest of the afternoon? Alright, you know what? This might be a stupid thing to do, but I can do it anyways. Why are we licking each other? What the hell? I take Yuri's hand and lick her index finger in return. Did you really just do that? Now we're even. Yuri just looks at me like I did something wrong. I knew that would be a bad idea. It's not for the sweet aroma of jasmine oil. The air would be extremely heavy right now. You're so weird. Yuri giggles shyly. Yuri calling me weird? I have no response for that. Where do you keep your bandages? I don't think I need one actually. It was a tiny cut. Look, it's already stopped bleeding. I see. That's relieving. The tension is quickly lifted. We each resume our respective activities. I watch Yuri's knife cut through the ribbon like it's nothing but air. Meanwhile, I continue to make progress on the paper. After we finish attaching the paper to the ribbons, we lay them all out side by side. It looks better than I expected, and will be very effective as a door curtain. It looks great. Good thinking coming up with this, Yuri. Thanks. It's just something I saw online, really. Are you ready to move on to the next task? Yeah, let's do it. What do you have in mind? I'd like to create a banner. That's why I asked you to buy the paint tablets. That's right. One of the items Yuri had asked me to buy was a kit of watercolor paint tablets. We'll need about 6 cups of water to put each of the tablets in. Do you mind fetching those for us? Of course not. 6 cups of water. I'll be right back in a minute. Thank you very much. Oh, and just a little bit of water is okay. If you fill the cups too much, it'll be too diluted. Taking Yuri's advice, I decided to use a small plastic bathroom cups rather than the full-size glasses. I put them on the plate to catch any paint that drips and then bring it back into my room. Yuri? Yes? I come in to see Yuri quickly unrolling her sleeve, pulling it back. Oh, like, okay. I was like, what? I guess she is wearing a sweater. Nothing. Your face is a little red. Is it too hot in here or anything? No, not at all. There's nothing wrong, so let's just mix the paint. Yuri hurriedly dismissed me and took it upon herself to unwrap the tablets, dropping them into the cups. So, I thought we could do something simple that would look very nice. I'd like to paint a gradient across the banner, starting with the colors for a sunrise, then daytime, then sunset, and nighttime. Once it dries, I'll write an inspirational quote across the banner. We can hang it on the hall behind the podium at the front of the classroom. Ah, neat. What are you gonna write? Well, it'll be more fun to surprise you. Yuri smiles at me. If you say so. After rolling out the banner, Yuri and I kneel on opposite sides so we don't get in the way of each other. Yuri uses a brush and adds a few new dots across the of different colors across the banner to serve as a color guide when we paint. This kind of reminds me of elementary school. Painting on a banner with watercolor feels a lot more like the art room class projects we had back then. It's relaxing. I'm sorry if this feels too childish. No, I don't mean it like that at all. It's kind of fun, you know? Yeah, it is fun. I'm glad you feel that way too. Yuri stops painting for a moment, thinking to herself. For me, I don't need to go out and do crazy things to have fun. In fact, I actually don't even want to. You know what? I feel that. I feel that, Yuri. I really do. I just like it when I can spend time with one person. Even if it's something simple like reading, it doesn't even matter if we don't talk that much. Just having a friend next to me makes things feel a little bit nicer. I think that's all it takes for me to be happy. Is that so? Even if Yuri and I are quite different, I can understand where she's coming from. I feel that way about things like anime and games, where simply sharing the experience with someone can make me happy. I think I feel the same way. Yuri smiles gently. I knew you'd understand. Yuri leans over the banner to grab an unused paintbrush, but I moved at the same time, causing my head to bump into hers. Ah! Sorry. Yuri reels back, and I quickly lift my hands in surprise. Are you hurt? No, I'm not hurt. It just startled me, that's all. Sorry, I should have asked you to get it for me. It's not your fault. Your face. There's the drop of paint on Yuri's face and neck. Is there something on my face? Yeah, I accidentally got paint on you. Sorry, it's totally my fault. I'll get a towel right away. I rush out and fetch a small towel, and then I dampen it with hot water. I return to my room and kneel back down in front of her. Oh my god. Here. Oh my god, she's even gripping us. Oh my god. I pat down Yuri's cheek and neck with the towel. Is something wrong? It's hot. I just didn't expect it. Sorry, I didn't want to use cold water. Having finished, I started to retract my hand, but Yuri certainly holds my wrist. Wait. Huh? Just for a bit longer. It feels really nice. I keep my hand against Yuri's neck. She looks into my eyes. It's an intense expression that I recognize when she reads her books, almost as if she's lost in a daze, enveloped by her own thoughts. She breathes again gently, half through a slightly parted lips. What is happening? Is the aroma of jasmine oil giving me this dizzy feeling? Yuri's fingers gently wrapped around my wrist, sending a tingling sensation through my arm. Then suddenly her face seems to be much closer to mine than it was just a moment ago. Yuri slowly pulls away. Sorry, I've been feeling a little bit lightheaded today. I didn't mean to space out. It's fine. Okay, you know what? Yuri definitely likes us. She definitely likes us. The moment is over as soon as it begun. Yuri picks up her brush again, but her movements seem clumsier, like she's unable to focus. I remain silent, forced to ignore the fact that the event that just transpired. I hesitantly retrieve my own brush and continue following Yuri's example. That should do it. I finished feeling the night sky with white dots that looked like stars. Looking at the banner as a whole, it's pretty and natural looking. I think it came out better than I expected. I'm really happy with the results. Yeah, me too. Are you going to add the lettering now? Not yet. It needs to dry first. That's true, but won't it take a while? Well, perhaps it would be best to leave it here. Then you could bring it in the morning? I can do the lettering in the classroom before our event starts. Is that okay? Yeah, it's totally fine. Wonderful. In that case, I don't think there's anything more for us to do here. Phew. You say that like you're glad it's over. Was I wrong to assume that you were at least enjoying yourself a little bit? Oh no, it's not like that. I'm just glad that we managed to get everything done. I see. I am too. I was a little concerned about time. I need to start making dinner soon. So you don't have any time left? I was secretly hoping that we could have a few extra time after finishing the work. Well, Yuri thinks to herself, I think it would be too irresponsible of me to wait much longer. I'm sorry. I was just hoping that there would be more time as well. It's probably my fault. Sorry for being such a slow worker. No, it's not your fault at all. And the important thing is that we got everything done, right? Yeah. So, I shouldn't be disappointed or anything. Gathering all of her things, Yuri seemed to look a little downcast. I understood why. She sounded like she really gets the opportunity to spend time with friends in a relaxed environment. But that doesn't mean that this is the last time it can happen. Once Yuri packs up, I walk her to the front door. Thank you very much for having me today. No problem. I'm glad I was able to help, and just let me know if there's anything else you need me to bring tomorrow. I will. Well then, Yuri fidgets. I guess I'll see you tomorrow? Wait. I kind of said that without thinking. About today. It's fine that we didn't have as much time as we wanted, because we could do this again. Whenever you want. You can come over, or we can hang out or go somewhere. I forgot you don't like going out too much. As I stumbled across my words, Yuri simply smiles bashfully. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say, so... You're very thoughtful. Yuri takes a step closer to me, then briefly squeezes my hand. I kind of like that about you. Well, how am I supposed to respond to that? But I don't even have a chance to, as Yuri suddenly pulls back. Sayori? Oh! Uh-oh. Hi. Sayori. Just now, we weren't... It's okay. I just stopped to say hi. Well, it's nice to see you. I'm sorry, but I'm already way on my way to leave. Aw, really? That's too bad. I'm sorry, but we'll be all together at the festival tomorrow, so that's fine, right? Of course. Sayori beams. Yeah, so I'll see you tomorrow. Clearly embarrassed, Yuri hurries off. Sayori waves goodbye after her. Sayori? I thought you didn't want to come over today. Well, I tried staying in my room, but my imagination was being really mean to me, so I had to come here and see it for myself. Oh, you're jealous. You're jealous. You think that something was happening with Yuri. It kind of did, but... See what? What are you talking about? You know, how much fun you were having with Yuri, and how close you got to her. It makes me really happy that you've made such good friends. That's all that matters to me. Tears started to fall down Sayori's face. She's so jealous. That's all that matters to me. Why am I feeling this way? I'm supposed to be happy for you. Why does it feel like my heart is splitting in half? So you're jealous. It hurts so much. Everything hurts so much. This would be so much better if I could just disappear. Sayori, don't say that. It's true. If I wasn't here, then you wouldn't have to waste your time and sympathy on me. You wouldn't have to put up with me being selfish. Monica was right. I should just... Monica? Monica was right about what? Sayori? What I said before, it's still true. I'm not going to let this continue. Caring about you like this isn't a burden of you. I can read, I promise. Caring about you like this isn't the burden your mind is making it out to be. It's something that makes me happy. It's something that I wouldn't trade for anything else. So even if it takes an entire lifetime, I'm going to be by your side until you don't feel any more pain. But Sayori tries to look away. I put a hand on her shoulder to reassure her. I'm scared. I'm really scared. What are you scared of, Sayori? I'm scared that I might like you more than you like me. Sayori? It's true, isn't it? I was weak and started to like you too much. I did this to myself. I like you so much that I want to die. That's how I feel. And that's enough, Sayori. I don't want you to hurt anymore. I slid my hand down into Sayori's arm and squeezed her hand in my own. Do you remember how I said I always know what's best for you? Do you still believe me? Wordlessly, Sayori nods. Even if you don't understand all of your own feelings, I know what you need most right now, and that's what I'm going to give you. I love you! I love you. Those are my true feelings, so there's no way that you could like me more than I like you. I should have realized it sooner, but spending time with everyone at the club, making new friends, and having fun with you every day, it helped me realize that you're truly the most important person to me. That's why I'll accept all of your burdens. As we continue like this every day, with you by my side, then I'll know we'll both be happy. Oh, we finally get to see the main character. Suddenly, Sayuri wraps her arms tightly around me. Is it really okay? Yeah. I hold Sayuri in my arms and pull her closer. You'll never have to let go of me again. I love you. I want to be with you forever. Me too. I feel Sayuri's grip around me weakening a little bit. What is this? Sayuri? I'm supposed to be happy right now. I always thought this would be the happiest moment for me, but why? Even now, why won't the rain clouds go away? They're not going away at all. It's okay, Sayori. It might take some time for things to get better again. No matter how long it takes, I'll be there every step of the way. That's all that matters right now. Okay, I trust you. Sayuri and I slowly release each other, so I guess that makes the festival tomorrow our first date, huh? What are you saying? I don't want to think about things like. I don't want to think about those things, you know? I want everything to be the same as it always has been, even if we really are a couple. I don't know if I can handle anything more right now. It's really new and scary to me. I understand. We'll go at whatever pace suits you best. Hey, Sayuri gazes at me once again, smiling sadly. Even if I get really, really sad, this is the best thing for me, right? Huh? I really don't understand what Sayuri means by that. Are you saying that this is making you feel sad, Sayori? I don't know. I don't understand what I'm feeling. It felt like a bunch of thorns when you said that you loved. Well, know what? Bruh. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't have said I loved you then, dang. But that's why I want to trust you. You know what's best for me. Yeah, I do. That's my promise. I say that, but in reality, I've never felt more uncertain when it comes to Sayori. I know that I love her and she loves me, but I'm having as much trouble understanding Sayori's feelings as she is. Even though I can comfort her, I keep wondering if I should be doing something more or something different. I know these thoughts will continue to plague me until things are back to the way they were. Is this what Sayori meant by not wanting anything to change? I don't know, but I know that I'll give it everything I've got. Sayuri is the most important person to me, and I'll do whatever it takes to have a happy future with her. It's the day of the festival. All days, I expected this to be the one where I'd be walking to school with Sayori, but Sayori isn't answering her phone. I considered going to her house to wake her up, but decided that's a little bit too much. Meanwhile, the preparations for the event should be nearly complete. The banner Yuri and I painted is dried, and I gently roll it to take it up with me. She sent me a pleasant text reminding me not to forget anything, and I reassured her. Funnily, though, I probably should feel the same way about Natsuki about the event. I'm more excited for it to be over so I can spend time with Sayori and Yuri after school. You're like two-timing us with Yuri. Like, sorry, but but knowing Monica, I'm sure the event will be great too. You're the first one here. Thanks for being so early. That's funny. I thought at least Yuri would be here by now. Monica is placing little booklets on each of the desks in the classroom. They must. My dog jumped on the bed. That scared me. Oh my god. They must be the ones she pretended. She prepared that we have all had poems. I can read. They must be the ones she prepared that have all the poems we're reading. In the end, I found a random poem online that I thought Monica would like and submitted it. So that's the one I'll be performing. I'm surprised she didn't bring Sayuri with you. Yeah, she overslept again. That dummy. You think on the of all days this important, she tried it a little harder. I say that, but I suddenly remember what Sayuri told me yesterday, and I suddenly feel awful, knowing it's not nearly that simple for her. I only said it because it's the way I'm used to thinking, but maybe I should have gone to wake her up after all. You should take a little more responsibility for her. I mean, especially after your exchange with her yesterday. What do you mean by that? How do you know about that? You kind of left her hanging this morning, you know. Exchange? Monica, you know about that? Of course I do. I'm the club president after. How do you. That doesn't mean anything. But I stammer, embarrassed. Did Sayori tell her about that quickly? I that we're a couple now? I didn't really plan on bringing it up with anyone yet. Jeez, you don't know the full story at all, so don't worry. I probably know a lot more than you think. Huh? Monica's just being friendly as usual, but for some reason, I felt a chill down my spine after hearing that. Hey, do you want to check out the pamphlets? They came out really nice. Yeah, sure. I grabbed one of the pamphlets and laid it on the desk. Oh, yeah, they really did. Something like this will definitely help people take the club more seriously. Yeah, I thought so too. I flipped through the pages. Each member's poem is neatly printed on its own page, giving it an almost professional feel. I recognized Natsuki's and Yuri's poems from the way that they were performed during our practice. What's this? I flipped to Sayori's poem. It's different from the one she practiced. It's the one I haven't read before. Get out of my head before I do what I know is best for you. Get out of my head before I listen to everything she said to me. Get out of my head before I show you how much I love you. Get out of my head before I finish writing this poem. But a poem is never actually finished. It just stops moving? Uh, what is this? Reading the poem, I get a pit in my stomach. What's wrong? Nothing. The poem feels completely different from everything else Sayori's written. But more than that, I changed my mind. I'm going to get Sayori, so, well, alright. Try not to take too long, okay? I quickly leave the classroom. Don't strain yourself, Monica calls out after me. I quicken my pace. I have a bad feeling. What was I thinking? I should have tried a little bit harder for Sayori. It's not a big deal to at least wait for her or help her wake up. Even the simple gesture of walking her to school makes her really happy. Besides, I told her yesterday that things will be the same as they always have been. That's what she needs, and that's what I want to give her. I reached Sayori's house and knocked on the door. I didn't expect an answer since she's not picking up her phone either. Like yesterday, I opened the door and I let myself in. Sayori? She really is a heavy sleeper. I swallow. I can't believe I ended up doing this after all. Waking her up in her own house? That really is something a boyfriend would do, isn't it? In any case, I just feels right. Outside Sayori's room, I knock on her door. Sayori? Wake up, dummy! There's no response. I can't read. I really didn't want to have to enter the room like this. Isn't it like a breach of privacy? But she really leaves me no choice. I gently open the door. Oh! Is that what Monica? Oh my god. That's what Monica meant? You left her hanging this morning? Oh my god. Wait, but that means Monica. Okay, that whole conversation with Monica means so much more now. Monica said, one, I'm sorry I'm leaving it on her like this, but Monica said that you left Sayori hanging this morning. That must have a different meaning now. Two, she says, I know more than I'm letting on. And she mentioned she mentioned something, Sayori mentioned something about Monica saying something to her. I'm betting that Monica had said something like, you know, do this, or planted something in her head. What the hell? What the hell? Is this a nightmare? It has to be. This isn't real. There's no way this can be real. Sayori wouldn't do this. Everything was normal until a few days ago. That's why I can't believe my eyes are showing me right now. I suppressed the urge to vomit. Just yesterday, I told Sayori I would be there for her. I told her I knew it was best and that everything would be okay. Then why? Why would she do this? How could I be so helpless? What did I do wrong? Confessing to her. I should have confessed it to her. That's not what Sayori needed at all. She didn't even tell me how painful it was for others to care about her. Then why did I confess to her? Why did I make her feel even worse? Why was I so selfish? This is my fault. My swarming around my swarming thoughts keep telling me everything I could have done to prevent this. If I just spent more time with her, walked her to school, and remained friends with her like I had always been, then I could have prevented this. I know I could have prevented this. Screw the literature club. Screw the festival. I just lost my best friend. Someone I grew up with. She's gone forever now. Nothing I could do will ever bring her back. This isn't some game where I can reset and try something different. I had only one chance, and I wasn't careful enough. And I'll carry this guilt with me until I die. Nothing in my life is worth it more than hers, but I still couldn't do what she needed from me, and now I can never take it back. Never, 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 never. Did I get a bad ending? Wait, what? End. Uh, um, Sayori looking a little bit different. Am I supposed to click this? Why the music sound like that? I see an annoying girl running towards me in the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is my neighborhood and good friends. My neighbor and my good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend that you've never seen yourself making today, but just know it kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let it catch up to me. What? It's an ordinary school day, like any other. Mornings are usually the worst, being surrounded by couples and friend groups walking next to each other for school. Meanwhile, I've always walked to school alone. Oh my god, it's like Sayori's completely erased now. I always tell myself it's about time I meet some girls or something like that, but I have no motivation to join any clubs. I'm perfectly content just by getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. There's always the anime club, but it's not like there would be any girls in it anyway, or I would be in the anime club. I mean, y'all see this? The school day is so ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. Why is Sayori just like erased from existence? What the heck? Like, what is going on with the game? After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. There really aren't any that interest me. Besides, most of them would probably be way too demanding for me to deal with. I guess I had no choice but to start with the anime club. Monica? Oh my goodness, I totally didn't expect to see you here. It's been a while, right? Yeah, it has. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talk to each other, but we were in the same class last year. It's like completely started the game over from the beginning, and Sayori's just like completely erased. So I'm guessing. Okay, for one, I think there's something up with Monica. I think she's probably like the villain of the series or something. But also, I feel like we're probably going to have to go through all the characters and something bad's gonna happen to them. Just judging by the direction the game's taking. Monica was probably the most popular girl in the class. Smart, beautiful, athletic, basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... What did you come here for anyway? Oh, I've just been looking for some supplies to use for my club. Do you know if there's any construction paper in here? Or markers? I guess you could check the closet. You're in the debate club, right? About that. I actually quit the debate club. Really? You quit? Yeah, to be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. In that case, what club did you decide to join? Actually, I'm starting a new one. A literature club. That jump scared me a bit. Literature? That sounds kind of dull. How many members do you have so far? It's kind of embarrassing, but there's only 3 of us so far. It's really hard to find new members for something that sounds so boring. Well, I can see that, but it's really not boring at all, you know? Literature can be anything. Reading, writing, poetry. I mean, one of my members even keeps her manga collection in the club room. Wait, really? Yeah, it's funny, right? She always insists that manga is literature too. I mean, she's not wrong, I guess. And besides, a member's a member, right? Did Monica say she? He needs those girls. Hey. By any chance, are you still looking for a club to join? I mean, I guess so, but in that case, is there a chance that you would that you could do me a big favor? I won't ask you to join, but if you could at the very least visit my club, it would make me feel really happy. Please? Well, I guess I have no reason to refuse. Besides, how could I even refuse someone like Monica? I mean, I guess I should check it out. Awesome. You're really sweet, you know that? It's nothing, really. Shall we get going then? I'll look for the materials another time. You're more important. And thus today marks the day I sold my soul to Monica and her irresistible smile. I timidly follow Monica across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for the third-year classrooms and activities. Monica, full of energy, swings open her classroom door. I'm back! And I brought a guest with me! I don't like that the game is glitching like this. A guest? Seriously, you brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Don't be mean, Natsuki. But anyway, welcome to the club. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. So let me guess, you're Monika's boyfriend, right? What? No, I'm not. Natsuki, the girl with a sour attitude whose name is apparently Natsuki, is the one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. Anyway, this is Natsuki, energetic as usual, and this is Yuri, the vice president. It's nice to meet you. Yuri, who appears more comfortable, I can read. Yuri, who appears comparatively more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Natsuki. Yeah, it's nice to meet both of you. So I ran into them in a classroom and they decided to come and check it out. Basically. Isn't that great? Wait, Monica, didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought anyone new? I was going to, well, you know. Sorry, I didn't forget that, but I happened to run into them. In that case, I should at least make some tea, right? Yeah, that would be great. Why don't you come over and sit down? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yuri walks to the corner of the room and opens the closet. Meanwhile, Monica and Natsuki sit across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monica. So, I know you didn't really plan on coming here, but we'll make sure you feel at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. I'm surprised there aren't more people in this club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting up an effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile, but it makes school events like festivals that much more important. I'm confident that we'll really grow this club before we graduate. Right, Natsuki? Well, I guess. Natsuki reluctantly agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard to find these two. Yuri returns to the table, carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot in the middle. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get imitated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know. I believe you. Well, the tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least I enjoy the tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how I've seen the past... considering how I've read the past few years, I really don't have a good way of answering that. Manga? Me too. I'm literally the main character. Oh my god. Natsuki's head certainly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me, and telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seemed She seemed so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes lit up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements really immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasped at something I can relate to for a minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. I expect that from you, Yuri. It suits your personality. Oh, is that so? Really? If a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. Oh, why is that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right. You usually do like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind at the last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud. And give me that back. Fine, fine. Natsuki, you write your own poems? I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you just share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your works, then you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to start to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. We all sit in silence for a moment. Hey, I just got an idea. How about this? Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monica. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then next time we meet, we'll share them with each other. That way everyone is even. I mean, I thought it was a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monica. We should probably start finding activities for all of us to participate in together. I didn't decide to take on the responsibility of vice president after all. I need to do my best to nurture the club as well as its members. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like a good step for us to take. Do you agree with this as well? Hang on, there's still one problem. What is it? Now that everyone's reached the most important topic, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said that I would join the club. Monica may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made a decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All three girls still stare blank at me and with rejected eyes. But I'm sorry, I thought. Huh. The girls exchange glances between Monica before she turns back to me. I guess I need to tell you the truth. The thing is, we don't have enough members to form an official club. We need 4, and I've been trying really, really hard to find a new member. And if we don't find a new member before the festival, I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? I would feel terrible for letting everyone down in this situation, and besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed, so if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls... Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Oh my goodness, really? Do you really mean that? Yeah. It could be fun, right? You really did scare me for a moment. I mean, if you really just left after all this, I'd be super pissed. I'm so happy. We can be official club now. Thank you so much for this. You're really amazing. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time, okay? Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem, then bring it to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looked over at me once more. I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah, I can really express myself. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside of me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri cleans up the tea set. I guess I'll be on my way then. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow then. I can't wait. With that, I depart the club room and make my way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between 3 girls. Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day with them, and after school in the literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to go closer to one of these girls. Well, you know what? Last time you grew closer to one of them, she died. Alright, I'll just need to make most of my circumstance, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. We're just gonna forget about Sayori? Unlocked a special poem? A dream? I was staying over at my friend's place. There were 4 of us. I drifted off to sleep while everyone was talking and watching TV. In my dream, I was still at my friend's house. The only difference was that there were nails sticking out of the walls everywhere, and there was also someone I didn't recognize. The person I didn't recognize told a joke, and everyone laughed. I woke up at the sound of everyone laughing at something that happened on the TV. So I laughed. So the laughing was not part of the dream. It was the noise that woke me up. I wonder who that person was, and how they knew to tell a joke at that moment. What? Crimson, pink, vivid, fun, parfait, love, pure. No, we're not gonna do the bad words because of what just happened. We're gonna go with the nice words. Nice words. No, I didn't mean to click. I don't want to click that either. Yeah. Nice words. Nice words. Nice words. Hi again. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. No, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I can keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last one to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Why your face glitching? Thanks for helping. Thanks for keeping your promise. Okay, so far I feel like Yuri is the only one glitching, but I could be wrong there. So maybe Yuri is the next target because we were getting really close to her in the last portion of the game when Sayori was still alive and in the game. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Okay, maybe you're also glitching. Oh, come on. Like, he deserves any slack. You already had to be dragged here by Monica. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Monica, get out of the way. Get out of the way. Natsuki certainly has a big mouth for someone who keeps their manga collection in the club room. Monica? Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. I'm sorry. We'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay? Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance. Anyways, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have an interest in picking up a book to read? Well, I really can't say no either. Like you said, I'm in this club now, so it only feels right for me to do something like that if you ask. Wait, I didn't mean it like that. If you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess. No, it's not that, Yuri. I want to try to be a part of this club. So even if I don't read often, I'll be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to. Are you sure? I just feel like, well, as vice president and all, that I should help you get started on something you might like. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked up a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I like, despite me not reading that much? Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. Ugh. I hear Natsuki utter an aspirated sigh from within the closet. She seems to be annoyed at something. I approach her in case she needs a hand. You looking for something in there? I'm not gonna say that. Monica, she never puts my stuff back in the right spot. What's the point of keeping your collection organized if someone else is just gonna mess it up? Natsuki slides a bunch of stacked books and boxes around the shelf. Manga? You read manga, right? Sometimes. Manga is one of those things where you can't admit you're really into it until you figure out where the other person stands. But I tell people that I read manga all the time. I'm not ashamed of it. Stop being a loser. How did you know anyway? I heard you bring it up at some point. Besides, it's written on your face. What's that supposed to mean? I see. There's a lone volume of manga amidst a stack of various books on the side of one of the shelves. Curious, I pull it out of the stack. There it is. Natsuki snatches it out of my hand. She then turns to the box of manga and slips the volume right into the middle of the rest. Ah, much better. Seeing a box set with one missing book is probably the most infuriating sight in the world. You know what? I vibe with Natsuki. Short pink hair, manga collector. I get her. I know the feel. I get a little bit closer to the box she's admiring. Parfait Girls? It's a series I've never heard of in my life. That probably means it's either way out of my demographic or it's simply terrible. If you're gonna judge, you can just do it through the glance on the door. She pointed at the classroom door. Hey, I wasn't judging anything. I didn't even say anything. It was the tone of your voice. But I'll tell you one thing. Consider this a lesson straight from don't judge a book by its cover. In fact, Natsuki pulls out the first volume apart from Girls from the box. I'm gonna show you exactly why. She shoves the book right into my hands. I stare at the cover. It features 4 girls in colorful attires striking animated feminine poses. It's excessively moe. Don't just stand there. Natsuki grabs my arm and pulls me out of the closet. She then takes a seat against the wall beneath the windowsill. She pats on the ground next to me and signaling me to sit down next to her. Wouldn't chairs be more comfortable? I take my seat. Chairs wouldn't work. We can't read at the same time like that. Why's that? I guess it's easier to be closer like this. Don't just say that. You'll make me feel weird about it. Natsuki crosses her arms and scooches an inch away from me. Sorry, I didn't exactly expect to be sitting this close to her either. Not that I can say it's particularly a bad thing. I opened the book. It's only a few seconds before Natsuki once again inches closer, reclaiming the additional space while she hopes I wouldn't notice. I can feel her peering over my shoulder, much more eager to begin reading than I am. Wow, how long has it been since I read the beginning? Huh? You don't go back and flip through the older volumes every now and then? Not really. Maybe sometimes after I finish the series. Hey, are you paying attention? I am, but nothing's really happened yet, so I can talk at the same time. It looks like it's about a bunch of high school friends. Typical slice of life affair. I kind of grew out of these since it was rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make up for the lack of plot. Listen, I like that kind of stuff, so shut up. Shut up, main character. Are you sure this isn't boring for you? It's not. Even though you're just watching me read? Well, I'm fine with that. If you say so. I guess it's fun to share something you like with everyone else. I always get excited when I convince any of my friends to pick up a series I enjoy. You know what I mean? Huh? You don't? That's not... Well, I wouldn't really know. What do you mean? Don't you share your manga with your friends? Could you not rub it in? Jeez. Sorry. Huh. Like I could ever get my friends to read this. They just think manga's for kids. I can't even bring it up without them being like, you still haven't outgrown all of that yet? Makes me want to punch them in the face. Ugh, I know those kind of people. Honestly, it takes a lot of effort to find friends who don't judge, much less friends who are also into it. I'm already kind of a loser. Typical main character. I'm already kind of a loser, but I get the hot girls. So I guess I gravitated towards the other losers over time, but it's probably harder for someone like you. Huh. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Wait, which part? I mean, she just called him a loser. I mean, I feel like I can't even keep it in my own room. What? What do you mean by that? Girly pop, what do you mean by that? At least it's safe here in the club room. Except Monica is kind of being a jerk about it. I can't win, can I? Well, I guess it paid off in the end, didn't it? I mean, here I am, reading it. Well, it's not like that solves any of my problems. Maybe, but at least you're enjoying yourself, right? So, geez, that's enough. Are you gonna keep me reading or what? Yeah, I flipped through the page. Time passes. Natsuki is strangely quiet now. I glance over at her. It looks like she's started to fall asleep. Hey, Natsuki? Yeah? Suddenly, Natsuki collapses straight into me. Hey! You got a little something right there. Oh, geez. Natsuki, are you okay? Here. Monica reaches into her bag and pulls out some kind of protein bar. She throws it in Natsuki's direction. Natsuki's eyes suddenly light up. She snatches the bar from the floor and immediately tears off the wrapper. I told you not to give me. She doesn't finish her sentence before stuffing it into her mouth. Don't worry, she's fine. It just happens every now and then. That's why I kept a snack in my bag for her. Anyway, why don't we all share our poems now? Monica. I should start with Monica. Yesterday she seemed eager to read my poem and I want her to know I'm putting in an effort. Hi! Having a good time so far? Yeah, good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring up things, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring up things. I'm much better off going with the flow until I'm settled in. Anyway, you want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's the sort of barrier that we'll all have to learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. I like it. Really? It's a lot cuter than I expected. Oh, jeez. No. It kind of makes me think of something that Natsuki would write. And she's a good writer, too. Take that as a compliment, so, if you say so. Yep. If you're interested in Natsuki, then always keep a snack on you. She'll cling to you like a puppy. Natsuki's dad doesn't give her lunch money or even any food in the house, so she's in a fussy mood pretty often. Just talk about her trauma then. But sometimes she just loses all of her strength and shuts down. Like earlier, this is just a guess, but I think she's so small because malnutrition is interfering with her adolescent growth. But hey, some guys are into petite girls too, you know. Sorry, just thought I was trying to look on the bright side. Anyways, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound like you're pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in the wall. But he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glanced at my surroundings. But my burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sounds of frantic scrawling playing tricks on my ears? The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right here. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandished my pen. So what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you would call it. Sorry. I'm not I'm not the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Like, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular anyway. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems again, like erasing one of the girls in this game. An epiphany? Yeah, like something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about these stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hands and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Yuri. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough for her to finish reading. Oh, sorry, I forgot to start speaking. It's fine, don't force yourself. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay, this is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah? Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading it, though. Oh, so it's that bad? No. Did I just raise my voice? I'm so sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we really haven't gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine. I really didn't notice. What were you saying? Right, it's just that there aren't specific writing habits that are typical of new writers, and having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most notable things I recognize in new writers is that when they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick up on a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. It's not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with patience and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased though. Biased how? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about other people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri was apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if it's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. The trendles of my hair illuminated beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have was. I can't read. Oh my god. Why is my eye blurry all of a sudden? I love wearing contacts. Which stood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green lure of the future. I bathe. Calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. I'm glad you flickered back. I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting. It's not terrible, it's just hard to read. I wasn't thinking about that at all, but it took you a long time to read. She knew. She knew my contact got blurry. Well, I don't often read script very often. I think your handwriting's really pretty. That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it was short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little bit more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghost Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you didn't only glance over it once after all, but remember that poets often express their thoughts and feelings and experiences in their work, but they usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her past remaining place, her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's all the more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing, really. Well, it makes me happy if you think that. Just remember that it would be long before you pick on those things, too. Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying. I'm counting on you. Okay, well, let's start with the things that I don't like. First of all, Natsuki rereads my poem. Never mind. I don't feel like giving you my opinion. Then what's the point of sharing in the first place? I wrote this so that we could be doing other things. In fact, remember how I said I wanted to read your poems? That's what I had in mind with writing this. I want to help you feel confident enough to share yours, like Monica said. Well, I would be more comfortable sharing my poem if yours is really bad. You were supposed to show me some dumb poem and make me go, ha, well that's not that great, but let me show you what a real literature looks like. And you went and ruined it. I hope you're happy. So in other words, you're saying you liked it? Natsuki retorts, getting caught in her throat. You're so... You don't understand anything, do you? I already told you that you don't have to go and announce it to the world like you're all self-important. Pretty sure you never actually said that. I say mostly to myself. Natsuki must really hate me or something. I can't figure it out if it's a loss or a win that she liked my poem. In any case, you still need to show me yours, right? Fine, I guess. Only because Monica will make me if I don't. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. Yeah, I told you that you were gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't that the point of poems, to just let people express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like it when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard, like in this poem. See, seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening, so I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like, I set up for a rhyme at the end, but it made it fall flat on purpose. Like, it helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did, I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Guess not. I decided to humor her with the last comment. I really don't care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki's feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Phew, I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated, as if everyone's judging me from my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. Oh, the music's doing that thing again. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monica is writing something in her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of them their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's wrong with this language? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. It was trying to say something nice. You mean you have to think that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it didn't really come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. Huh. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Monica liked it, and they did too. So based on that, I'd gladly give you some suggestions of my own. Oh. What? First of all, I didn't mean to hit the auto. Excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And they liked my poem too, you know. They even told me that it was impressive. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Uh, that's not what I... Uh, Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that they appreciate my advice more than he appreciates yours. Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? And are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. You know what? I wasn't the one who I wasn't the one whose boobs grew magically a size bigger as soon as they strode up. Natsuki! Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. Taking out your own securities on someone like that, you really act as young as you look, Natsuki. Me? Look who's talking. You want to be edgy. Edgy? Sorry, that my lifestyle is just so much for someone of your mental age to comprehend. See? Just saying that proves my point. Most people learn to get over themselves after they graduate middle school, you know. If you want to prove anything, then stop harassing others with your sickening attitude. You think you can counterbalance your toxic personality just by dressing and acting all cute? The only thing about you is how... Oh my god, it's got so crazy. The only thing cute about you is how hard you try. Whoa, be careful, you might cut yourself on the edge, Yuri. Oh, my bad. You already do, don't you? Oh my god, did you just accuse me of cutting myself? What is wrong with your head? Yeah, go on. Let them hear everything you really think. I'm sure he'll be head over heels for you after this. Suddenly Yuri turns towards me as if she noticed I was standing there. She's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. I'm gonna go with Natsuki. I want to go with Natsuki. Monica. Hey, why don't we step outside for a little bit, okay? Sorry about that. Yeah, you should be. It completely erased the other stuff that I had with Sayori. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, well, I usually, will cut this part out, but this has got crazy. Like, I knew this game was, like, kind of crazy. I didn't expect how crazy for it to be, though. But let me know down below in the comments what you think about it so far, because I'm shook. Like, definitely, I get the villain vibes from Monica. She definitely has something about her that isn't good. But anyway, if you enjoyed this episode, please remember to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!